Nah. Batman.
I heard it's darker and grittier than Batmans that have come before.
And already 4 on the door, knocking. Now Bymas on notice. He had a lovely pistol in his opening on Mirage, and well, they've managed to create space just with presence, and the retake is going to be a little delayed. You can see 2 from connector side. Oh. Yikes! That's a shot across the bow. Long range support is good. NBK's deterred the double peak.
Lots of peppering going on here.
There is, but I'd love to see some crushed pepper as opposed to the corn. Sorry, that was a bit corny. 2 on 4. This is it. Well, we're talking about the 2v4 becomes 2v2 instantaneously. A 1-on-1 though, not too easy, and I didn't quite count on NiKo's health. He is still around, although on 3 HP. Amanek will save the day. Could have got awkward otherwise. Okay.
Right. Yep. Well, there it is. There's a pistol for G2. So now we have to build on that. Now the desk, they did what we asked.
Yeah, they did. Mission accomplished. Love that.
There was two parts. There were 2 segments. One, you were talking about how the Amanek stand in CSGO, but he referenced Alexi B. But we know they can't have Alexi B CSGO, so you need to come up with another argument for the post. So that one was a miss. But the one that was a hit was when you agreed with me. Because Yanko came in and he said he doesn't think that rushing on anti-ecos is bad. I agree. I don't think rushing on anti-ecos is bad, but I think being sloppy once you have the space and running into your demise is.
Sure.
So let's see if they can run into their demise again. Bymas and Dexter here.
Oh, Jackie boy. Oh, he's gone down. Great damage. It's actually Hunter that kills him, but fortunately, Amanek and Hunter are not missing many shots here onto our second round conversion. Neither's Torzi. Scout tagged. Everyone's battered. Now the smoke does indicate a plant, or at least intent to do so. The Molotov towards jungle will repel the invaders.
I feel they have to commit to this, right? Like, they've used all their Yuto heroes, just 1 flash left over. They're already softened up. The unknown of T-Spawn. The bomb is going down. The shot from Torzi not far off, and they're trying to find it, but Torzi's taking down NiKo. He's found another!
Hell, Torzi's scout has nearly done it all. Manesi.
That's a find.
Who to find?
The €1 find.
Bloody hell. Monesi will not convert. Frozen falls. Guys, this is... I'm sorry. I know it's probably triggering all of you.
I made him say it 30+ times in the break, and he smashed it. But look, we'll start a finding situation.
Can I just call him Morrissey for like 5
Morrissey?
rounds?
Yeah, call him Morrissey for 5 rounds.
If I call him Morrissey for 5 rounds, it will break my habit.
Do you think he knows who Morrissey is?
Probably not.
Well, either way, right?
But that's the whole point of the Smiths, right? It's everyone. It could be anyone.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Maybe.
Yeah, go with Morrissey.
Morrissey.
Right, we can have some fun with it. But Torzi, or as Yanko says, well, Yanko's correct.
Torshi.
Yeah, I can't do that. My mouth doesn't go that way.
No. It is crazy how this, the same human machine can morph into speaking various tongues.
Yeah, the articulation of words is something that I've taken for granted, being an ignorant English speaker.
Yeah, born that way. Both of us. Let's see what Bymas and Hunter in this standoff do get, and you can see that he's walk on in to the ramp position. Bymas is brave to keep jumping that. And it has led to a couple of early exchanges.
I like the orcs.
Into JACKZ.
Well, you did that better than me.
Mornessy.
But that is how I've heard it said.
Mornessy and Torshi.
If you say that, then you'd probably bang it every time.
Maybe I will. Torshi on Hunter, and it's going to be hunted for now. 4 on 3 as we progress around the smoke. That's a lovely one for Bymas to at least get some information. Even a frag, yeah, sitting down.
Oh!
NiKo's dig is good. Saves Amanek by the skin of his teeth, and another to come. Frozen barrel could betray him.
Save.
Yeah, get out of there.
MBK is lurking around in connector right here, and Frozen is waiting for the overstep of Hunter, but you've also got the contingency of Amanek. He's already gone around the world. This is for the post plant, but could also assist in the chase here. He's low on the health points, so needs to be a little bit careful. And there you go. You can see them backing on off. MBK would love to find himself something juicier, seeing if anyone comes his way.
Yeah, I mean, MBK is really flexing on the haters, isn't he, with his DreamHack Winter winner 2014?
Yeah, I would be too. Right, I would. If I had a little in-game Badgeroonie from my majors, unfortunately, I never made it far enough. That would be my pride and joy.
Yeah, man. I mean, definitely. I remember Flush's ritual was exclusively just rubbing it with his cursor.
Yeah, well, inspecting a major trophy in-game, that's where you're truly, truly immortalized, aren't you? There's no question about it.
Yeah, you're impact in the game forever.
Okay, well, this is another case of the tug of war, the force by wars, the back and forth, the argy-bargy, the skirmish, the scrum, the biff, the battle of the economy early.
Morrissey. Morrissey into mid. There we go.
Yeah.
Just do that every time, you twat. I'm talking to myself. just to clarify.
Just so everybody's on the page.
Do Machine and Chad hate each other? Question mark?
Question mark? Yeah, the reason he didn't come to Katowice, I poisoned his food.
Yeah, it was that pink rare chicken breast you tried to convince me about.
You should get an air fryer though, trust me.
I've heard about these.
Trust me.
Okay, air fryer conversation for another time. Dexter's doing parkour. Look at that. The sound cue betrays. Oh, no, he heard the drop off. Surely he's dead man in about 4-3 and gets away from the spray.
Do you know dead men tell no tales, Alex? But Dexter is still alive. So, information gathered, route blocked for now, and while still up the connector, they'll try and trapeze.
Yeah, Bymas is currently so focused on ramp. Both of their attention is no one responsible for this. The smoke will come and precede it, but misses.
That was a
from
chance.
Dexter, yeah. You won't get many more of those. 3 shy of NiKo. Bymas just biding time. It's Morrissey that gets another. Still good?
Yeah, that was great.
Cool. 3 on 3. Bymas has got a lot to contend with, and it's Amanek again doing a whole lot of the heavy lifting to open up that site. NiKo to plant, and MBK not known.
How's a kit? May as well give it a go. It's just giving away the sound cue, right? That vent remained unbroken from the start of the round to be used, look, if the window boost came into play, but it wasn't. Now he's broken it, so they have a decent idea of where he comes, and NiKo's the next, and he's pretty low. Yeah,
the isolation of the low HP is actually a dream for a 1v2 like this.
Oh, Lord.
Gun. He gets a weapon.
How's this happening?
Oh, it could have totally happened. Morrissey's gotten away.
And it's going to be a save.
Phew.
Okay, well, it almost got interesting. And so NiKo and Morrissey will get to retain their lives. Unless MBK... No, he's just going to set up nest over towards the CT spawn. And it's all good. Right now, it is going to be a 3-1 scoreline coming out for G2 here. Now, if we get the bounce back, we go the distance, we get to the third, we get to Vertigo. I'd be excited to see some Vertigo. We've kind of been baited in. Both series we did yesterday had Vertigo as the third, and we never got there. We had the 2-0s, right? So let's see if we can get there today.
Yeah, and the boys, Harry and Hugo on the night shift, did get a Vertigo.
They did.
But it was a quickie.
They did.
Yeah, Fnatic nip. Very one-sided affair.
Okay, well, the saved M4, the dropped 5-7, it is a little bit more potent than you'd like if you were G2, but this one should be a bit more of a breeze to get past. JACKZ quick up short, the window smoke coming on through quite swiftly within the round. But he has a lot of space, but not too many teammates close behind. If he continues to go forward and doesn't find a lot, they need to start considering where the stack could be. We can see it is the B-bomb site. Bymas is in an extremely passive position, right? And the reason for this over towards A is because he has a Zeus in his hands. He's literally hoping that a player will either make his way up ramp, out palace, and then try and clear CT spawn, and Bymas' Zeus could play on in. So a very low percentage play of actually paying off.
Yeah, and these smokes will indicate the commit.
Into the stack, though.
It's true, and there is a rifle in play. Let's not forget, MBK saved that from the previous attempt at the clutch, and he's going to be boosted up into a bit of a power position. Oh, I loved it. How is Amanek aware? Wow, problem solved. Mystery managed. And there we have it. Just Bymas, the Zeus, over on the other side of the map. Not going to get him very far.
Okay, well, this one here is going to be the fourth, and plenty of money for MOUZ to spend into the next round of play. Torres is going to have his AWP, the rifles will be out for everybody else, and Bymas is just looking for a consolation prize, maybe a teddy bear from the fair. When you go to the nice fairs, even if you didn't win, they'd give you like a little prize, like that slappy, sticky hand that you...
I did like the slappy, sticky hand.
Slappy, sticky
Did you ever
hand.
get the parachutey man that you drop down the stairs?
Yeah, it was always a one use, because you'd drop him off somewhere done, and yeah, he'd be gone. I'm trying to think what else was fun.
What was it called? Crazy Putty?
Yeah, sure.
A bit of Crazy Putty in my life. And now there's like, you know, the new generation don't have Crazy Putty. They just make their own slime.
Oh.
I don't know how I'm aware of it. I couldn't even explain how I'm aware of it. But there is
another TikTok.
There's like a, probably, slime community where people just put chemicals in a pan and make goo.
A slime community?
Yeah.
Well, if you're part of the slime community out there, let us know. Hashtag ESL Pro League.
I assume it's is geared towards like 8-year-olds. So I don't know if that, maybe any 8-year-old Counter-Strike fans?
There could be a parent or two who have been concocting the slime.
Yeah, maybe as a parental figure, you've been generating slime. I know you can put whatever you want, some Cheerios in there or something.
Cheerios in
That was
slime.
a really strange choice. I could have chosen anything.
Cheerios.
I chose Cheerios. I was thinking like small objects you could mix in to make the slime more aesthetically varied.
Okay.
You know, like a little chunk, a little Turkish delight kind of vibe.
You put Turkish delight in your slime?
I wouldn't, but I was thinking
Might get
like,
a bit tempting to eat.
Don't
eat your slime.
I don't think I've ever had proper Turkish delight.
Okay, well, here we go, here we go. AWP is out. Light util here, and a three-pronged defense over towards A. So they're going to be a bit more heavy right now, Bymas and JACKZ towards the ramp.
Very rare to see a full 3-man walk Palace. Like, how do they get out of this? Is it just contact, or is it...
Yeah, if NiKo doesn't take too much contact, they're just going to try and walk out and take all the space they can.
Dexter could not be in a more powerful position for this duel unless JACKZ has got the... he has got the aim, hasn't he? Go on. Nope, no issues here. Dexter aware of another, and G2 haven't even fired a bullet yet at him. He's completely caged them, and now with a smoke, this is just a full scrap of the plans. Amanek is solo ramp with the bomb. They're pushed up for the info. There's no one that could flash him in. A bit of a pickle, I would say.
But look at Hunter during all this, right? He's been given free passage right now, so this fight over towards ramp, it is going to be a big one, but Hunter's timing could change the tune. If they let him work first, if they try and set him up, if they can flash Torzy off the line, that would be an option.
Yeah, you're right. Hunter is the linchpin to success. Barrel betrays him. Honestly, does not let that slip.
Hunter's got space, though. Oh, needed that.
Big one. Dancing with Hunter does go down. Torshi arrives as 2 to find. Hunter up against 3. This is actually winnable. He's got 40 seconds and the cog's whirring. He is potentially vulnerable to an NBK as he swings, and he knows.
Oh, maybe not easy as you like.
Not as easy as you like. And now Hunter gets another chance. Torshi gone. Another chance onto Frozen, and we'll call it 2. MOUZ will recover. It just got a little scary at the end there.
Yeah, like I'm not in the server, but if I was MBK and that ended up going against me, I'd have a bit of a boo-boo face on that one. Got rough for a second there, but they found their second round. So this is good for MOUZ here. This is so stalled out though, right? You know, there's no bullet fired, you're right. They weren't like exchanging shots, and then they're assuming that he's dropped back, and then you get the Orky Momo of pulling out the nade. It's like when you're walking down the street and you go left, right with the same person, and yeah, we've all been there.
Have you ever done the multiple steps? You actually kind of keep following each other for like 2 or 3. It gets even more impressive. You just end up laughing as you walk.
It's good though. The thing that's nice about that is it's another courteous human being. Because I don't like it when I do that, right? And then somebody doesn't move out the way.
Sure.
You know? I'm like, why didn't you move?
I tend to get really animated and do like a full, like their royalty. I like really make it clear, like, please, after you.
Yes, indeed.
Tends to avoid any of that fun.
No kissing their feet. That comes next.
No, that's the next step.
Well, in control again. Different look this time. Not 3 out the palace. They're getting so much space. Like, right now, this is like a palace worth of space. There's so much room. Like, they're not even getting pressured at all. This is an interesting style that MOUZ Sports have been running the last couple of days.
But, I mean, there's no argument that it's at least, at times, very effective. It is to regularly finding the counter. Look how much health he lost on that Chard, down to 12 HP. Dexter contributing with a flash for the info ramp. NiKo still lingering. Palace. Hunter
JACKZ has the bomb.
Hunter just accelerate. You see that? Dry. Not ready for it. Back to turn and bodies drop. There you go. You walk in and the MOUZ trap claps.
Oh, there you go. I see what you've done there. Classic childhood game. But Amanek, he's not playing any games. 1 down, 4 to find. 30 seconds on the clock.
I mean, Amanek, the super sub, has got this one at least on lock for the next.
Yeah, well, look, if he wins this, right?
You can't say that as he walks towards
undisputable.
me, you piece of...
It's undisputable.
He kills MBK, though.
Do you think?
Oh, yeah, with a little reaction shot, 1 bang.
Reaction shot, 1 bang. Here we go.
And,
look, there's the multiverse. It probably happened in one of them.
It has to have, right?
Yeah. He won that round somewhere.
Dr. Strange came back and told us. 3, Garrett Grand on the high end, 2 on the low end. G2 are going to be running bare bones into our next. You get to see some Bymas frags here, and this was Dexter, who just played that position exactly as you need to. You know, he existed long enough to catch them in the chaos. That was the lovely 1 bang I was just talking about, and a 4-3 scoreline. So we will see G2 equipped with nothing more than a Tech 9 and a Deagle.
Yeah, so this here, right, look, with so much space, it's great, right? It's really good to get given that much space, but what do you do with it? Because a lot of teams would be using their utility early, they'd be making sure they were contesting for that mid-fight, but the way that MOUZ are doing it, they're not using consistent smokes to block out these choke points. They're going to let them in certain rounds. Going to make sure that they can stall them out in normally a position of comfort.
Cool incendiary that he's thrown there. I don't know if it's quite deliberate or not, but actually gave him enough space to swing over the top of it.
There was a nice one that Nart highlighted the other day. Here we go, Torzy should... Oh, no, they might not peer on in here, so he might...
I mean, they might get the bait and then he swings. Here we go. Bait. No swing. That's the bomb, actually. Hunter cannot afford to do anything silly like that. He'll just hang out.
This is the type of round route we had in on Nuke, for example, where MOUZ was towards yard. So they're just going to sit and wait and hope that something comes their way, and it might. But there was a molly I saw from Ticket that Nart highlighted that is like a jump throw molly from Ticket boxes into connector. So when the T's do the lurk play, right, they smoke top con, they walk in a connector, and then they're sitting on either side, either where the wood spammable is or the other side. That molly lands and spreads on both, so it forces you back and doesn't give you any options. So it was a pretty cool one. It's obviously a bit more situational. It's not something that you'd be throwing every round, but here we go. The bodies hit the floor. And just 2 to find JACKZ and Hunter remaining right now. 25 seconds left. They will need to go on down. Want to make sure they get that loss bonus in their favor. A mere 2,400 the next, but it's enough to get the buy. That's a shot from JACKZ. So they're finally getting away with something here. 15 seconds. Have to start accelerating. A dink onto Bymas. It's not good enough to get Hunter anything lethal.
Oi. Oi. Look at him go.
Please
trying
kill
to
me.
die. Yeah, there we go. Guys, I'm here. I'm really here. Please.
It gets a bit desperate at a while. It's like 6, 5. They're not peeking.
Yeah.
Where are they for?
Where are they? Where are they? Oh, no one wants to be sitting on $2,000 into the next round of play.
So they haven't even been able to get enough money in the bank balance to get m0NESY his AWP here for the next T-gun round coming on through. So Torzy's going to have his big green equipped. G2 will not have their primary sniper on his favorite gun. And away we go.
Okay, they're progressing with a good bit of pace now. Now, Torch's aggression into Palace has been rewarded. He takes down NiKo early.
And NiKo got bullied by JACKZ right in that final against FaZe. FaZe were playing that position a lot with JACKZ pushing and killing NiKo as the lurk over towards A. So maybe something that MOUZ are trying to identify here to be able to bully them and get an opening pick. But Amanek and Hunter, they've got a fortified position forward. But remember, the picks aren't coming their way. Nobody's picking from short. There's nobody in vent room. So right now, yeah, you have the space, but what are you going to do with it? That's what MOUZ are saying, right? That's what they're saying right now to G2. We'll give it to you, but you've actually got to use it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're at the man disadvantage in planning their commit. 3 to receive and JACKZ to flash. Bymas is going to be the first point of contact. NBK from the connector side. And that's the flash. This is the go. NBK faffing around with his nades. You have to go for the TK. Torshi onto m0NESY. Whoa.
You saved yourself.
There we go. Progress. And 2v4 just petering out as JACKZ is the last body on his naughty list. We'll call that one quits. And we'll call it 5-4. Taking the scores, actually. Let's see if we've got a similar case as before. 11 for Torzy. Bymas has been the A defender and has been doing exactly what's required of him. So get to see Amanek going for the double, if you will. You can frame it as such. But yeah, G2, it hasn't looked... I mean, it's looked like a stark contrast, some of these T rounds, to what we were growing to expect. Just the Deagles. These decos are very potent with aimers like NiKo in the server, and he can't afford necessarily to have another wobble.
Well, this focus is going to fade in a second here, and Torzy seems to be aware. So shot through the smoke. NiKo falls, another opening death here, and one that has been key in the last 4 rounds of play is the bomb hasn't gone down for G2, right? So when you get max loss bonus, if the bomb goes down, your buy's going to be looking tidy, but if not...
Don't tell me that was calculated.
That wasn't.
Don't tell me that.
He flubbed it, you could see. We looked at it in disbelief. Yeah. Did I just do that?
And now look, they get to actually set up their boost in a kind of a one-way weird spot. Isolated and eliminated. m0NESY's gone. Dexter continues to be a bit of a thorn in their side on this deco. 2 Deagles remaining in that 3-man pack. And I reckon JACKZ could be set up for success here. He's got him booked. Knocks the head off and a rifle to be retrieved.
Yeah, they can get in there. There's nobody close, right? Scooped up the rifle. Hunter's got the space. Hunter had the space. And now it is a 2-on-4 situation. Now it is a 1-on-4 situation.
This is exactly what MOUZ needed, though. Like, if they can continue to build into a strong CT half, not only taking Nuke, but here on G2's Mirage, getting some revenge from their slip-up against Entropic. And yeah, 6-4, locking it down, building a bank. This is, if you take a look through the MOUZ Sports lens, this round could lead into many, many more. Amanek around 7,000. I wonder if we do get to see that Monacy T-side orb.
Yeah, it would be nice to get it out because they need to look for these openings. JACKZ again is going to have to start contributing here in a big way because look, we know that NiKo's in-game leading, but this G2 doesn't look like the G2 that was just in the grand final, and that's just not the complexion of the players. Like the decision-making, some of the rounds that they're getting away with, maybe it's the way that MOUZ are constructing their CT half, but either way, this is looking very flaccid. Oh, nice shot there from Torzi. And it's starting to get a bit rough out here. I know that the scoreline is still only 2 rounds the difference, but it's more the type of Counter-Strike we're seeing, if anything, right? It's not about, you know, the score and the kills and all that. It's just the approach to the game. And I think if we continue to just look at the way that the matchup is being approached by MOUZ, right? They're not giving the individuals of G2 a way in easily. They're not giving them a chance to like get on a heater and warm up with a couple of... They're playing very tight, constricted CS. And look, you heard from the coach Cycrin in the pre-game interview saying that individuals need a shot. Well, they're playing better team CS right now, which can help the individuals play better themselves.
Yeah, and different call, different look. They're going to go for something, bit of fake onto B. Hunter, that's dreamy. He forces the rotate. Quickly, they scarper now into A. It's wide open, and that is a different way to see G2. A different look to the G2 camp. Hunter not only getting the frag, but pulls the defense. Now a nasty little retake. They want Torsi towards CT. And he's ready for JACKZ's double swing. 3v5 becomes manageable at 3v4. Hunter did not go down and will be late arrival from ramp. Oh, this setup is hard to break. Very hard to break. He's hoping for a slip up.
Look at all the mollies though, and they had all that cash you were talking about. They should give this one a crack. Why not? See if you find a kill. NiKo did.
Yeah, I mean, at least the space will be filled. You can see that Torzi's backing away. Frozen's in jungle and doing the same. So, G2. I mean, that's what happens when the aimers do connect. You lose your jewels and immediately Hunter, a one-man unit, pulls the entire MOUZ defense out of that set, rigid defense.
Yeah, one of the things that G2 was doing in the group stage of IEM Katowice was they were doing these strats where NiKo was basically going mid on his own and finding an opening kill, and then Alexi was able to call off of that. And if he didn't get the opening kill, they tended not to win that round, right? So Hunter's kind of just done the same thing. They've sent one player out to find an opening pick or die, right? The chance of Hunter winning that type of fight isn't like in his favor. This isn't in his favor here to go for a duel like this. This is on his own. He doesn't have anybody there to trade. It's a 50-50 fight, but because he converts it, the rotation starts to come in, the gap is created, Bymas is out of position while transitioning, and there you have it, right? Now, to replicate that, that's difficult to do. So let's see what options they have again, because you can immediately see with the radar, top left of your screen, they're not going for the same play. More of a default spread. Hunter and JACKZ B apartments, Amanek and Monacy working on the mid control, and NiKo, same thing. Going for that lurk over towards A. Palace one more time. But they are really trying to take this, because look, Bymas continues to push, right? This is clear. So it's either NiKo's in Palace or it's not A whatsoever. And this is so well known, but Monacy's coming back.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's ready. Knife out. Oh, gets the info on the jump. Got the fundamentals drilled. Bymas down. That was the ramp player caught on aggression, and reaction now is Dexter to fill that gap. God, look at this. This is a gamble call out of Dexter. He sees Manesi rotating back through T-Spawn. He loses Bymas, and he's called for 3 CTs B. He alone is responsible for this A side of the map. Shadow advantage. G2 well aware that that exists. How does Amanek geek it out to get this advantage?
Oh, flash would be nice, but it's not coming.
Presence of feet, keeps all the feet planted. Big from Dexter. If he can get Manesi as well, he can't. Drops his AWP, instantly trades off of the recovered AK. And I mean, A is theirs already. You don't know it, but
they haven't committed, have they?
Yeah, this ends one way, and it's NBK's way, at least onto Hunter. Now the A site no longer a guarantee. They're so slow, 20 seconds. Indecision, the mother of all. NBK at 41, he's catching nades. Torzi perhaps can still threaten, and NBK hits shots. That's the bomb. I think that might be round. Oh no, G2 letting this one slip. NBK hunted in the smoke. It's up to Torzi now. He just has to stop the plant. If he can stop the plant, it wins the round.
It's gonna be close.
Just go on. Oh, they get it. Half a second to spare. G2 dodge a bullet with that one. Can they dodge Torzi's too?
And now that it's planted open, and both JACKZ and NiKo have been able to get away, they've been able to get out of dodge.
Smoke and a kit, at least he could threaten with the smoke on bomb, but...
I'd love to pick up an AK, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there's one right there. Trying to catch the element of surprise. G2 will take it, though.
Wow, okay, to recover that one. Yeah, recover, I think, is the key word because the bomb got dropped. It was about 10 seconds remaining at that point. They had to win out those fights. JACKZ got to move on, finds him in the smoke. NiKo just getting the bomb down. And that space that's been gifted to them was actually used to their advantage here within this late situation. But yeah, MVK, this is so rough, right? You know there's a guy behind you. He got the impact kill because he dropped MOUZ, right? So that was a big frag to find. Just unable to stay alive long enough, and here's JACKZ finishing things off. TauzY trying to creep on through, and here we go, back into the round. Already having the AWP out, and TauzY and MBK, I think they worked on the boost after the boo-boo we saw yesterday.
That would have really triggered me. And he might even flirt with a bit more. He's got the wide angle. He's got his counterpart, MOUZ, with Amanek in mid.
It feels like both teams have agreed today to play, you know, a little bit off pace, right? It's not like they're taking so much space early. They're not like trying to pressure and fight connector and window and everything like that. They're getting the basic control, but they're not applying a lot of pressure. Now, this right here is perfect for TauzY. He should get at least one.
Or none.
Or none. Just pretty close to one.
I think he actually just jiggled on the Slitherer, lost that info as well. He's got the deep incendiary.
This is going to start to get very, very hot for TauzY now, because the thing is, if they do a full execute against an AWP, this is what you want. If your flashes are good, if your smokes are good, and it's well-timed here.
He faked B twice as well with a single player, so this will feel different. Baiting again, they're so good at this. TauzY running out of options. NBK in support has yet to find Amanek, and he's so hard to fell. Oh, wow, quick shot out of JACKZ's AK up against that AWP, and that's the site now lost. MOUZ on the back foot, rotates are slow. Amanek's already threatening kitchen. If they only had the HE.
Should be another save call here. Like, there's no way really in for this for MOUZ. Like, as soon as they lose the site with this passive, because this also is something that we can bring into a conversation when we have a map like Inferno, right? So, okay, we can talk about mid-control and Mirage and reasons to fight for it or not fight for it, but not having any info, right? And TauzY did have info, but they didn't have a player there to assist other than MBK, right? They didn't have a fast rotator who was able to help him and bail him out of dodge. But the thing is, it's like Inferno. If you don't have banana control on the CT side and you don't have any top mid information, you're in the dark and they can execute on you. Well, that just happened here. They just executed on them and they were locked out in a 2 versus basically 5 situation, right? So this is one of the things. If you're not having any territory under control, it makes gambling on sites a little bit more difficult. They did have the canary in the coal mine of TauzY, but I guess he didn't believe what he was seeing because there was 2 occasions there. They had a chance, just unable to connect the shots, but the saved guns again. Rifle should be dropped. And all in all, MOUZ can stay competitive in this to try and tie things up to 7-7. They do have enough to buy here, right? Like Frozen can drop an M4 and the same for Bymas. So they can purchase. They can definitely purchase. But the other option of this is with the loss bonus being 2,900 into the next round of play, you can have 2 threatening rounds or you can have this round threatening. And if you lose it, next round's going to be a little bit more ugly. So it looks like they're just going to try and fight.
As is.
Yeah, because nobody else has purchased yet. TauzY and MBK haven't been dropped anything. Bymas actually bought more nades, which dropped him below the 2,900 mark. So for him, it's going to be much more difficult to drop something across. And yeah, okay. Oh, that does get ugly. Because if Bymas didn't buy the 900 bucks worth of nades that he bought, he could have actually dropped another M4. You can see he still has 2,800 left to his name. So yeah, it's the little details.
That's why you always see those buys last minute. Let the Dexter monologue conclude.
Yeah.
Hunter. Oh, usually good for it. TauzY doesn't need a rifle though, and NBK needs help fast. He has Frozen. 2 in the apartments, descending now. JACKZ usually good for it, but this time he's met his demise. MOUZ 1, MOUZ 2, teaching us how to count, but it's TauzY's Deagle that's the one to pick up the pair and close out our 14th. Now 7-7, nice work from the CTs, and I guess after all of that thinking and mulling it over, they have made that one look easy.
Yeah, it just makes me look like such an idiot, you know, when I'm like, well, if they had enough money, they could have dropped him a rifle. I was like, well, no, I'll just get a couple of Deagle kills. Don't worry about it. This one costs 700 bucks, and it seems to work pretty well. So this whole thing I pointed out, how they could have had a better buy, doesn't matter. Complete nonsense. Just shoot people in the head. Remember, it's that simple, guys. But final round of play here in the first half, map number 2. And, well, again, another close half, right? Another very, very close half where both teams have had their spurts of rounds, the longest being 5 on the trot here for MOUZ within the early stages of this, or the mid stages of this. G2 with a bit more of a direct approach. Obviously, the Hunter fake onto the B side, the conversion onto A, looking good, looking good. The guns are out for the final round, and let's see who's going to walk away with that 1-round lead.
When will JACKZ choose to strike? A supportive flash common. MOUZ anticipating as such.
That little angle is cheeky, right, behind that box to get the slither gap if they try and run back up, right, from connector, or if they were leering out mid. Gonna have to extinguish this, and whew, hot toes there for a moment.
Very standard stuff here. Looks like they want to re-advance eventually. NiKo in a position to throw the smoke on his cue. Oh, lovely. NBK pieces it together, catches the B lurk, and that will activate JACKZ. Nade right on the nose of Hunter.
And the bomb needs to be scooped up here as well, so Hunter's going to have to go back up the stairs. NiKo's just picked that one up. Amanek and m0NESY have gone off of mid as well. They still no longer have that full control that they once did, but Amanek's actually going to go for a walk here. So JACKZ over the top of these smokes should be pretty good to take a fight like this.
Flash.
He split.
Draws his attention. They will start to wrap in. This is great from Amanek if he can just apply the pressure at the same time. Wow, NBK is having another couple of rounds here on the defense. 4 from NBK to wrap it up. Looking good. 8-7 on the half. mousesports looking to close this out in 2. G2 trying to secure us a third. Vertigo waiting in the wings, and so are you. We'll be back in 2. Looking for their second. Amanek standing in. We've got NiKo, m0NESY, JACKZ, and Hunter. Just getting my head around my weird little brain quirk.
Well, you have to cast in for 3 more days after today,
Good,
potentially. So you'll get a lot of practice.
Yes, yes. Yesterday wasn't my finest hour. I apologize to all of the m0NESY pronunciation
Fans.
people. Yep, didn't know where I was going to go with that. NiKo, however, tucks into the sandwich, and we've got JACKZ hanging out here to try and provide some covering fire. NiKo's good for this. Hard to track, though, the jumping Glocks. JACKZ is the one to hit the click, and now on the rotate.
Oh, similar scenes to what we had within the first half. Pissed around here, just going to stall out. Flash coming through. JACKZ needs to get something done, but he has the line at least.
JACKZ knows there'll be one close. NBK in a prime position. It's actually going either way. Amanek last from CT, last seen CT. Will he clear close? That's the question. Doesn't look like he will. Bymas gets there eventually. So MOUZ will extend their lead. A 2-round gap.
I want to point out some numbers here, because people like numbers.
I like numbers.
I'm not good with them, but I can tell you this much. In the first half, Torzi was involved in 5 opening duels, and he converted 4 of them. And m0NESY was involved in 3 opening duels and converted all 3. So the AWP's finding impact, not necessarily with the AWPs, but finding impact nonetheless. The biggest drama right now is NiKo again, right? And I'm not the type, like, he's a superstar player, right? And I'm not here to bash on him by any means, but he currently only has 3 kills, and he's given up 4 opening deaths. And we just caught another one of those opening deaths right there within the pistol. So, look, he needs to activate right here, because this half can get away extremely quickly from G2, and he plays a pivotal role, right? He plays the connector position. So his role is very pivotal right now. And with the approach that MOUZ have, it is quite slow, it's quite drawn out. If he's giving up opening picks and giving them an advantage, they're going to be in strife.
Okay, see where they go with this. Does feel like Hunter and Amanek. This time that third prong is there, and that is a shot. Modesty takes down NBK with ease. Scout to the dome. Hunter hanging out with the Deagle as well. This gets threatening. It looks like a cancel. The power of that third man reacting early. Frozen elsewhere has just cracked open the mid-site. NiKo went looking mid-site. I don't know where that's a new development. In Mirage, Bymas catching a MAMONEX. Flirtation with aggression. This is something.
So they just had an opening pick, and then they've just given back 2. So for MOUZ Sports, you're actually really happy with how this unfolded.
And now Hunter's thinking, you know what, they might actually want to head back over
Still could
here.
go B, couldn't they? Well, they are going to have to hedge, right? They're going to have to take a gamble here. If they just leave one player on their lonesome, then that means that individual is going to have to go huge. But if they stack all 3 together, they might be able to average out the kills between one another. Connect a smoke, that is very telling. Bymas is looking towards the B-bomb site. The other 3 are currently having a mother's meeting in connector.
Okay, well, they can worm out this smoke. It's not as deep as typical. And yeah, Torzy spotted. Multiple frags for JACKZ on his plate.
He's clear. They're going vent to B. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Oh, look at that. He just worms through. Torzy had CT on lock, and he still does. MP7 about to ruin G2's day with a couple of seconds to spare. The bomb's down B.
And safe.
Yeah, so actually, what started terribly for one ends terribly for the other. G2 might even lose another weapon here. The Deagle on Hunter. It's not the greatest of casualties, but he is going to have to fight for his own survival here.
And his right to party. Here we go. Hunter, you got 2. And he's not going to get anything done. Torzy continuing this fine form for him. 19.
Crouching under people's crosshairs.
Filthy.
Yeah, really nice timing and stringing together a movement. Look at him. He is bullying him. No helmet on, more Monacy. And here, there he goes. That's Monacy down.
There we go.
Monacy.
Alex has the absolute best pronunciation when it comes, like, you know, to say. So, give me Maniac's name.
Oh, Mathieu Kikre.
Yeah, see, so the stuff like that just bangs it out of the park. But this kid has given the hardest name that he's ever had to come up against.
I actually call out Rush?
Yeah, well, you can, but I really got stuck into it because he intentionally mispronounces the name, knowing that we have to say it consistently. It is actually horrible to do that to us, Rush.
Morrissey. Torzy's gone, and we are going to be seeing the CTs actually start with the necessary opener. JACKZ not allowed to leave, but at least finding something to write home about here in round 18. They brought a couple of pistols into the mix. MAMONEX's signature weapon. He does tend to get something done with a 5.7 more often than not.
I start to worry when I see these players like limping in alone, because there's been a lot of limping in alone throughout both of these maps, right? And then the rounds seemingly just fall apart until it's like a 2v4 and then they win a 2-on-4 somehow. So when I see MBK almost crossing that magic line drawn in the sand right there, I start to get the hairs on the back of my neck sticking up. But they're regathering right now, and again, mid seems to be, well, the key for MOUZ. Flashing through mid, smoking connector again, going through their paces, making sure nobody's home. And NiKo, this could just be his 4th kill, but he's going to need to find some impact at some point.
No better time than the present, or perhaps maybe the future. He'll go for a different attempt in round 19.
Look at this, though. MAMONEX has gone around the world into B apartments from behind to call it clear, which gives them nothing because Dexter's in A right now. MBK is securing over towards A ramp, Frozen with the jungle position, also watching Palace. This is good. This means the comms are flowing quite nicely. And at this type of pace, it's not chaotic, right? You can do, okay, you cover this, I'll cover this, I'm planning for here. Bymas had short and another kill. So it's just 2 players remaining. But this is not glamorous Counter-Strike here today. This is
gunky.
Yeah, but the thing is, for MOUZ Sports, it's good because they're mitigating risk, right, with the way that they're approaching the game, and they're making sure that they can't go down to multi-kills. So there's positives for what MOUZ are doing. It's just not allowing G2 to get started, and that's why it's looking a bit flat here today. 11-7.
I can imagine it's you know, going to be very deflating, going from making roster changes, land debut of your young gun, great vibes, like, you know, really feeling within touching distance of lifting a major trophy. Major, of course, used loosely in the sense of Cado. And I just think, I imagine going from that highest of highs to the bad news of, hey guys, you can't do that again. You know, you can't just pick up where you left off. You have to, you know, NiKo probably, it's hard not to have a tut of the tongue when you're changing roles, you're doing different things, and you can't focus on the very same game you were focused on in that grand final.
But the problem is the look for NiKo here is that the poor performance, well, the poor, for his standards, he's a superstar in the playoffs, right? It kind of feels like it's being dragged here into the group stage. There's still plenty of games for him to like buck that trend, right? But that's just one of the little also, dramas.
Yeah, and I'd say this is one of the best opponents where he would have been able to just show like, yo, okay, he's back in business. He's made MOUZ look silly. It didn't happen, hasn't happened. And Amanek looking a little flustered. Great one from Manesi as he takes down 2. Bymas and Torzi, however, are hanging out in the apartment. Bomb loose on the edge of it. Look at that. It's going to be a nightmare to retrieve for these Ts, and that's if they even get that far. Nades are thrown, bullets as well. JACKZ is coming behind him late.
He was on hot pursuit. Both of them were running at a moment just there. So JACKZ knows completely what's going on here.
Oh, and yeah, so if NiKo just watches underpass, JACKZ essentially can just sit top mid and watch the back. Like, they can't leave. They are... I'm going to do a Chad Birchall. This round is over.
Well, JACKZ has actually floated away, and nobody's watching underpass right now. So they, I think, were already concerned that maybe some mid-control. You're right, the round is over, and it's probably just going to be a save because it looks like they're just fortifying the apartments. Look at the bomb, though.
Like, it couldn't... I mean, it could be worse, but it is just such an awkward spotteroo.
It's even hard sometimes with the bomb, right, in that kind of a situation. You're looking at it on the radar, because we can see it on, like, our mini-map, right? Yeah. It's not even on the ledge for us. No. Like, it's on the floor. So like they're probably getting something very similar to that. So it's even hard to identify where it is, completely hidden. So at least it's not as bad as what happened to me once upon a time. I like to make everything about me. We were playing, I think it was a miner, and it was on Inferno, and we were taking the B bomb site, and this is back when the barbecue still existed, with the dome.
Is that the one where it could get bugged?
Yeah, the bomb dropped in between the grill and the dome pit of the barbecue, and we obviously couldn't pick it up.
I know that there was a big campaign a couple of years ago where Valve was fixing all the bomb stuck spots.
I think I got most of them now.
It's pretty much all gone.
Yeah.
I think there's probably, I'm sure some geeks.
Oh, there has to be a couple, but yeah.
Like, you know, the ones that just really want to ruin your teammate's day.
No, that's the thing.
Didn't it?
Some people would just go and do that to troll in the game. So, look, it's obviously you want to fix that type of stuff.
Both of those frags and that bomb being loose was courtesy of that AWP in the hands of Monesi.
Well, we saw this from Torzi, right? He was coming out real aggressive for A-Ramp picks just yesterday. This time, heavily dissuaded, down to 7. We'll have to just sit on his hands for a moment. Let his teammates do some heavy lifting. Monesi's flick not going to land.
Three, starting to walk towards the ramp clear.
Yeah, this is good, right? There's only 1 smoke remaining right here for Jack, so they do need to take some more forward positions. They're unable to do it with, you know, mollies and smokes here to block off the choke points and information necessary because they've given up mid.
Yeah, and the AWP is the best weapon for the hold as it currently stands.
He should have one.
Easy, ready on the re-peek. That's bomb on Frozen. He can't and won't go for that on his own.
But there's so much room. MBK's under window. JACKZ is up cat right now, pressuring this B bomb site. There's jiggles all over the map. He's been spotted. He's been peppered on down. Frozen's still over towards T-Spawn. NiKo's pushing that now. There are so many fights going on literally everywhere, and NiKo with another rough death. When you have a player up short on his own of JACKZ, you assume there's more behind it. So you get the info push, you get the play, but oh, dearie me, it's just so much 1v1.
Look at this one. There's no way he's ready for this. Bymas has worked out Palace. The bomb goes the other way. And
come on now.
He's going to knife him. Oh, someone called Child Protective Services.
Actually got another one. And Bymas with the AWP.
Okay, now he's just causing chaos. And poor old Hunter was thought he was on the right side. Wow, this is a proper Fruit Loopy game.
Topsy-turvy. The reason my voice sounds like it's in disbelief is because I am. Like, I can't quantify a lot of the things. I can't explain it away.
So what happened there was Frozen and Torzi went for a 2-man ramp clear.
Yes.
And they met an AWP. So Frozen just went way back just towards T-Spawn and sat still, while Bymas bided his time, caught a timing, and ended up flanking onto the ramp players. At the same time, NiKo saw contact B and charged towards T-Spawn, where Frozen, with the bomb on his own, collected the frag and the plant. It's unique. Bymas then swings around with the AWP for the final frag. Gorgeous play out of MOUZ. I mean, the individuals, as discussed by Coach Cyclone, he wanted to see more from them, and as we take a look at that scoreboard, the same trend kind of stands vigilant. The only one head and shoulders above the rest is Torzi. He has demonstrated time and time again that he is one of those guys, and this is the frag we were talking about, leaping around the corner and knife into the spine. A lot of money lost. little bit of hope as well, and then swings around to finish the job with the Zoom banger.
That's so crazy, right, as well, because JACKZ had just positioned there as Bymas was flanking the ramp. So it's like JACKZ has come out and he's just probably just started to watch Palace.
Yep.
So, like...
The tiniest of gaps.
Yeah, it's got to be beyond frustrating for G2 here today. And just 4 more rounds for MOUZ to close this out. There's cash to splash. There's a purchase available. There's only one CT side of round 1 so far for G2 here, so the loss bonus is on their side, at least in that regard. Timeout, lots of conversations to be had, a defuse kit in play, but we need to, I think for G2, the best thing they could do is start dictating the flow of the game, because right now they are chasing the tail of the MOUZ.
See what happens into this one. We've got a division of resources leaning heavy B. Torzy, top of the table, will reveal his AWP off the back of a flash. So good utility usage has given them info. Building upon that, you can see Hunter visualizing and wallbanging his way to repel the invaders.
The fact that Dexter's not scared of NiKo holding connector is telling you a lot of the game right now. Like, he is just literally walking up cat.
Regularly.
Yeah.
You know, this is just his routine. This is just his flight path. Hunter denies. That's important. He's done a lot so far. He's actually broken a trend for them with his utility and presence. Now the frag as well. Bymas starting his walk out. Crossfire established. It's going to be Monesi and JACKZ. Oh, wow. Make it just JACKZ. A quick beheading.
Another player sandwich. Like, this is very close from JACKZ here. Like, that type of a crossfire, sure, but I don't think Bymas would be expecting this. Oh, wait, he mollied it. He's expecting it. He is expecting it.
JACKZ is cooked, and now already NiKo is in trouble as soon as that smoke fades. Oh, Torzy pushes through. That's the bomb. That's a lot of intent revealed. Hunter and Amanek charging towards it. NiKo trying to be the hero. Has been caught on triple bomb. Loose. They can plant. 30 seconds. CT occupied. Hunter and Amanek together, skipping to defend. B wide open. They don't know it. Amanek gets to the one and done. Hunter to clutch. He started this round so well for G2, and he's going to finish strong as well. The AK and a very low HP on Bymas needs a tap. Oh. Can't get it. Hunter saves G2 a necessary, compulsory triple kill out of one of the Kovac cousins. A big frag, and that will at least humble MOUZ with the first steps to finding some humility.
Yeah, like Bymas, I can't believe he mollied that position as well. He got so much out of that round. Great stuff from him to make it interesting. Again, just coming up late through that connector position, the bomb getting dropped. We've seen that a few times. This one's nice, right? Just as he mantles up onto the box, perfect crosshair placement, and he pivots back, right? This is NiKo getting one, but it's probably the most impactful kill because it is the bomb. It seems a bit desperate. And at that moment right here, well, Hunter knows what he has to do.
It was a universe where Bymas hits that one bang. Different world, not the one we live in.
There's no pressure applied over towards B here early. Monesi actually has quite an aggressive stance, so that's why Hunter's floating back over to help towards A. And it's the right call right here, right now. JACKZ, Bymas, they're close up A ramp and the Palace position. MBK holding some util, Frozen and Torzy top mid. You can see how much of a limp buy it is. 2 MP9s to substitute where rifles couldn't be bought.
Gonna try and catch a timing. Oh, and he has, again, just dismantles the defense early. The pressure mounting. Amanek, he's on a timer here. He knows Tetris can spot him anytime now, but he also wants to focus his attention on Palace. Bymas as well, considering his options, and Bymas with a quick reaction. That's 2 to the good now. MOUZ looking to once again return to their winning ways. 2 opening kills, Chad.
Yeah, Bymas has been sharp over both these days, hasn't he? And now this is putting a real awkward situation for G2 to operate in. They have no idea what's going on over to B. They've hit pause again. Like, MOUZ, they're loving this. Like, they're hitting pause in all of these situations. The same was with Nuke. They just make no audibles.
Oh, that's one. An audible for Bymas as his ears are punctured. Oh, and NiKo decides he's going to have a little bit of a round. His teammates showed up, Hunter as well. Now, can he contest this plant? 2 of them there. Smoke's down. It's the default plant and uncontested, but oh, looking the wrong way. NBK emerges into the spray. Torzy to clutch. Torzy already making this clutch look realistic. 20th frag posted. Molotov as well. Should that smoke fade, he could get it onto the bomb. It's not the right place to smoke. The Molotov will still work. NiKo elevated.
There's no way.
NiKo elevated. Oh, the gap's perfect. Shadow! Oh, he can get around the corner in time and just enough health. There's time. There's time. They're not on it. Okay. NiKo, just by surviving, Monesi will get the defuse, but still Torzy a constant thorn in their side.
Yeah, that shot, if he hit that one mid-air, that would have been all over Red Rover. A hard one for Monesi to hit it and win in that situation. But yeah, keeping their head above water only just Might have to be a timeout called here from MOUZ. But this is NiKo with a double kill, right? Some impact being felt here. Second one was tidy, and during all of that, Hunter gets the kill in middle. Actually make it a triple kill. I'm surprised MBK didn't hear him fall off, but I assume there's communication. He's obviously worried about planting the bomb, so a couple of little details there. But this is an interesting point of the game here for MOUZ, right? If you take a little bit of a look, they saved the AWP on Torzi. He can drop an AK across. Bymas can go AK head armor. Frozen can buy himself. So realistically here, as long as nobody buys anything they shouldn't, they can have themselves a potent-looking round. However, we can see that's not going to be the case. They are going to save their pennies, squirrel them away, and go for a guaranteed buy into the next. So a couple of light upgrades, some deagles, some util, all the goodies. Now, in a round like this, you want to make sure you're taking away 2 to 3 rifles from G2. Just make sure that they are still scrapping together with FAMAS's and MP9s in future rounds.
Okay, well, 2 to 3 the objective. And, well, one of the biggest guns has already been brought down low. Good use of util, and that using the space they've taken off the back of that, you can see they will fill as the flames fade. This is a great pop flash for that. JACKZ likely to swallow, does lose all vision. Bymas didn't look, and that's a freebie. Handed to them. JACKZ allowed to relocate, drop his smoke, and percolate.
I think just the presence of NiKo there, right? That was enough for Bymas not to turn his head, to correct his gaze over towards the right-hand side. And well, now that AWP that is quite hampered, sure, we know that Bogdan's Law, he would have it in his hand regardless, but it's going to be a bit more difficult for him to wield and be riskier, because he's going to be someone who has to draw a kill back.
Yeah, information gathered. Amanex safely on the jump, confirms, and now will drop his smoke. 60 seconds as MBK's held at bay. Dexter again, no issues as he crosses through short. NiKo with a passive hold, and it's allowed him to slip through. Hunter surely going to clear this. That's what he's looking for right now. Dexter, oh no, completely unawares is Hunter. Doesn't get the one-bang headshot, and that costs him the round, or at least the shot. The round too far away all the same, but we don't get to see the damage that Chad requested. A spotless defense.
That's great for them, right? The thing is, the upgrades, few and far between. JACKZ and Hunter both left with the FAMAS and MP9 regardless. So that one sucks a bit that there wasn't a lot that they could scamper and pick up. But the fact they keep it clean, residual cash now for a buy round in the next if this one goes wrong. Torzi can buy the AWP again. The AKs are coming on out, and a discussion needs to be had. But we're already ticking on down from freeze time here. Getting out of spawn, and yeah, it is light on util for this MOUZ buy, right? There's 3 smokes, 2 flashes, 2 mollies in play, and they haven't opted to deploy too much early. Just a top mid smoke. It is mental to me, like, waiting out the first 20 seconds of what could be the back and forth of the mid-utility rally just nets MOUZ space for seemingly free. Right? I know that they're giving up time, but right now, they're still able to go through their paces of a default, right? There'll be a molly for this position soon. There'll be a deep connector smoke in play if Dexter wants to call for it. Now, I have to keep in mind my earlier words. They are a little bit lighter on, right? It is MBK and Frozen with the 2 remaining smokes, the 2 remaining mollies. Well, there's only 2 more remaining flashes, so this is not going to be easy to pull off by any means.
Yeah, it feels rather standard as far as the rounds go.
It's a great setup on A to deal with this, right? NiKo floating between connector and window from the jungle position. m0NESY with the AWP over towards Ticket.
Yeah, it's going to be m0NESY that's responsible for JACKZ's survival. Perfect. Even though the flash comes through, he abides his time, pulls the trigger, takes down Torzi. Rival AWPer eliminated. NiKo hearing box jumps, but that does not distract the AWPer as he flicks into 3. m0NESY not letting this slip. G2 will equalize, and Mirage hopes for a third as well. Continue to stay afloat. Multiple targets overrun, Frozen down, and call it 12-12. 2 spotless rounds from G2.
I think that if we do get to the third, it is going to be Vertigo. When I was listening to Maui last night on the desk, he's done a lot of the WePlay tournaments they've done for the Academy League, and he was talking about the fact that Vertigo's a mainstay in the Academy League. It's played a lot, and it's a map that m0NESY as well, you know, is pretty proficient on. So I'm excited to see him on that, like having these 2 Academy AWPers go toe-to-toe on a map like Vertigo, which is not necessarily an AWPer's playground, could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a really good point as well. I hadn't thought about the direct relation to Torzi and m0NESY playing with and against each other frequently.
Yeah, like the thing is, like obviously the Torzy story is a little bit different. He's a bit older here, but you can see he's quick as well. They're both very impactful AWPers, or can be.
That's a dead man. Frozen could not be more flashed, and a great setup. This unlikely pairing, NiKo and m0NESY. Bymas on towards that ramp position. He just shows presence. It will keep the CT feet planted. JACKZ will continue to be hesitant. He's got NiKo in support.
Let's play a little game of our own here, and you guys can play at home too. All right, Alex, what do you think? Do you think MOUZ are going to finally throw something a little bit different, or do you think they're going to go back to the slow crawl? Like, obviously, in their approach and different map territory is different, but I mean pace-wise. Yeah. If you at home think that it is going to be another slow round, spam 1 in chat. If you at home think it is going to be a quick round, spam 2 in chat. And we'll have our social media team take a little bit of a look. But now over to you, Mr. Alex Machine Richardson.
I would hazard a guess that nothing changes.
Nothing changes?
Nothing changes.
Okay. Well, the more, if nothing changes, the more stays the same.
Precisely. At this point in time, something could change, actually, because the bomb's going to... No, but the bomb's going down, Chad. Hey, the bomb is down, Chad, and so is NBK. So, G2, I mean, this has been a really nice string of events for them. That's going to be, what, their 5th round consecutively, and the 3rd without losing a single, or rather, more than 4 players. Keeping 4 alive in this one and 5 in the previous. So that I'm no expert.
Who did that come from? Was that on the? Was that the? It sounded like Frozen.
I would have guessed JACKZ. I don't know. He's capable of that kind of sound as well.
True, actually, you're right. You are right. It's probably more. Okay, we're getting the spams in chat, Alex. We got our social team here diagnosing the flow of the people. I'm seeing some 1s. I'm seeing some 2s.
I'll be the active percentage counter.
Okay.
60, 65, 60. Whoa, 40.
There's a 3 in the mix.
Whoa, whoa.
We didn't account for a 3.
We didn't. That goes into the null and void section.
Right. Well, yeah, your vote doesn't count, unfortunately. What is it called?
In the bin.
It's got a name.
I don't know.
It's not a hung ballot. It's,
no, that's something else.
No. I did political and legal studies.
And you're more equipped for this answer than I am.
But I still don't know.
Oh, no.
It's got a name.
Null and void for sure.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with, it looks like the 1s have done it.
Okay, so that means they expect MOUZ to do something quick, right?
I think the same.
Oh. Well, I think they're bang on, actually. We are at least going to be seeing the bomb leaning.
Good job, everybody at home.
And, yeah, we are going to be into the usual routine. We get to kind of play JACKZ Simulator.
JACKZ Simulator?
If you're up for it.
Okay.
Because JACKZ has been regularly ending up short with an underhand smoke, which is obviously everyone's dream. Like, that is the way to get short without really having to put too much sweat on the brow.
Okay, well, let's stay on board with JACKZ for a while here, unless there's action pending elsewhere. Rush, I will yell so you can hear me down in Cologne if anything's happening. He's given us the nod. Thank you, Rushley. Okay, so JACKZ, as you've seen.
X-ray off. We're going to be JACKZ this round.
Oh,
what do you think?
JACKZ. All right. Window smoke, given another. All right, all right. So now crawling up.
This is underhand jobby. Ah.
All right.
He's got Amanek to deal with around this corner. Baits the shot. Flash is setting him up. He's got his whole team equipping him to get up in the ladder room. And he's got Frozen joining a window. Yo, this is cool.
They have full control now. They can go either side. Truly.
And the bodies are dropping. NiKo's gone. Hunter too. They're going to have to watch as MOUZ continue to tighten towards the A side. They've made their decision. Dexter's just going to linger to try and deal with and keep that short presence locked down.
Oh, MOUNESY's in a rock and a hard place.
Serious, very full plate. Quick one onto Torzy. They already know where he is. He's just going to be suppressed.
Pepperoni.
Still ready though. Bymas gone too. Damn, MOUNESY nearly catching the flick on another. That will silence
Look at JACKZ's position. 20 seconds left. There's still an opportunity right now.
Oh, he can ruin everything if he times this right.
No one's looking.
Completely unawares. Backs a turn. Dexter's trying to do his due diligence. No one's checking. Opts for sandwich first. He hasn't finished his meal. They could plant. They can't plant if he gets this right. NBK going for a safe one. Bodyguarded now. Dexter's gone. He can swing. NBK, get your gun out. Does have it out. Crosshair on crosshair. And NBK makes it count. Woof. 3 kills for the Frenchman. And the coach trying to calm him down. They know how much that round meant to them.
Yeah, well, it ties things up 13-13 and puts an end to this 5-round spree that G2 have been on. Holy moly, that was a tight round, wasn't it? Bit of a Listerine face if he didn't cop that sandwich kill, but this is MOUNESY, and he made this almost possible on his lonesome. The 2 kills were beautiful that he was able to pick on up there, but the pressure too much. NBK brought in to be a rock of the team, right? To be the veteran of the squad. Well, he stepped up when they needed him. Big round to win, and this is a pressure environment. JACKZ was hitting everything.
Oh, this usually pays off. How or where will you be, Bymas? He's a regular Palace occupier. Modessy's quick, though. Very quick. Trying to get that jiggle with the fingertips, and how patient will you be? When do you think he'll give up? And all gets the info safely.
Okay, well, now they can identify that there's no AWP around middle, right? So if they can smoke off top con, Modesty would have to be rotating around the world, and there's that highlight again of the vent that hasn't been broken. So if we do get a window boost coming through, the audible will be made if they opt to flank through CT.
Just look how much of the map is not occupied by CTs.
But this is crazy. They have so much info, and Hunter's actually taking the space on this. Shot doesn't land. That's 2 that have just gone awry. But should that be enough information that there's 2 AWPs in play? JACKZ piecing this together now. A minute left on the clock. Still top mid control is all they have, really.
But he does know double AWP in play, surely.
Surely.
And they're on their way. Don't call me Shirley. They're charging. Amanek, good play. Drops the incendiary. They are ahead of it. He's got info. Short occupied as well. Too many bodies. Gets it. Does not get away. MOUZ flood the site. No one there but Modesty.
Who's committed? Has to fight.
They don't have to give him anything. It would just be greed at this point. They can plant their feet, bomb ticking in their favor every second. Looking like 14 for MOUZ, 3 gathered now.
Are they going for this?
It looks like it. There's flashes. Surely you don't want to overindulge.
Oh, they're falling back. They're falling back. Okay, yeah, look, for a second there, it was, we're going for it, right? It looked very likely that they were, because they were just lingering, they kept creeping a little bit more forward, but dipping on back, it is the right call to make. Remember, they had that 5-round spree, meaning loss bonus has to start at the bottom of the barrel again. So 1900 into the next round of play. It is essential that they kept all of these rifles right here. Modesty can drop. JACKZ can do the same. Hunter can buy himself. So regardless, there's plenty of cash to make this one work, get the buy back in. But MOUZ have just edged themselves into the lead here in the dying stages of this game. If they go quick and they get onto sites again, it's going to be a scenario where G2 maybe have to go for the same type of call, right? Where they have to just go for the save again. But JACKZ talking directly to NiKo down the end of the line there.
Yeah, I mean, this is crunch time. You're not going to have all the bells and whistles. MOUZ very close to throwing that knockout below, an uppercut to the jaw as G2 would go 1-1.
You're right. The bells and whistles was the double AWP that looked good for info, right? Because they both went searching, and neither of them, wow, they found something, but it wasn't what they were looking for. So this is where it does start to heat on up a little bit. The investments have come on through. They have been able to get full util for everybody. The kits are there, but that double AWP, which was successful for them on Nuke as well on their CT side, unable to be re-equipped here. So let's see just how much impact that's going to play.
Bymas has been watching the tutorials to get himself out a very quick top mid cross smoke, and that enables Frozen to start posturing and keeping Modesty on his toes.
Torzy's just been melted again. We've seen that maneuver a couple of times. It looks like teams have really started to counter that with a lot of A-ramp utility. The molly is standard, but the nades that we're seeing on him in earlier rounds, that really started to hurt.
This is far from standard to be so early with this many troops gathered towards a punish.
MBK is just making it look like the same default that he's been doing time and time again. Amanek and Hunter are in transitional positions here, right? They're going to have to either run towards the site when they hear the util or be smoked off.
Yeah, they want answers. They've typically been occupying mid around this point, and it's smoked as it stands. NiKo doesn't have the answers now. Hunter can react quickly.
Go.
Here we come. Amanek readies himself. Hunter in support. The flashes are brilliant. Does at least buy time. Tagged up on Dexter's cross. The nade can finish. MBK cracks open the site. Quick two-piece. Bargain bucket. And MOUZ have got a whole lot of control. Bomb down and ticking.
Oh, there's a top mid lurk.
Got a decision to make.
Oh, that sucks so much for NiKo. Everybody's dead. They have to try and save the AWP.
At best he can. JACKZ is scarpering.
Didn't mean to hear that one, I don't think.
Nobody will take it. All the same, and now just trying to hold on to his AWP. It's not even his. Doesn't stop him getting a good couple of frags with it.
These last couple of rounds from MBK, though, like the impact he's had, the clutch that he had against JACKZ, massive. And this one here, both into the site. I was like, yeah, they'll be smoked off. They won't be able to. There's no smokes. They just flashed and went, right? And he just hits 2 huge ones.
Oh, Jackie Boy's keeping hold. He's got 3 kills on this save. And it does lead to his eventual demise. So G2 will have nothing to celebrate in that regard.
No AWP.
2 series points for MOUZ.
Woof. This is not looking good.
A furrowed brow, yeah, frustrations will start to mount. This is MBK looking in top form. The first is great, but immediately ready for that second, and Amanek doesn't even get to pull the trigger. This is what you were drawing attention to as well. Very late mid-lurk from Bymas. stopping NiKo's rotation completely. All right, this could be it. This could be the final round of our first series today.
Feels likely, doesn't it?
Does. NiKo still kept very humble on his connector position. This time Torzy could very well get boosted too clear. His jiggle's not going to happen despite JACKZ's presence.
And he's really had enough, NiKo. You can see like the fact that he's so far ahead, like he's not playing reserved anymore, right? And we might need that flare from NiKo. He could still take them to overtime here.
Yeah.
3 peak.
Frozen.
Oh, the
Time
quick
on the
change.
quick switch. Yeah, it's just a bad habit. Nothing more to say about it.
Oh, and a great play from NiKo. Gets the opening and drops so far back. Look, the weapons still suck here. Amanek on an MP9, a Scout in the hands of m0NESY, and a FAMAS for JACKZ. So as far as head-to-head duels go, if they can find themselves in a position, MOUZ can still topple them in that regard. But the number advantage is great here. And NiKo, he's not done in middle just yet.
So,
Maybe he is
ready for that, yeah. Just kept his eye to the scope on the entire clear, so NiKo's contributions are cut short at 1. Bymas is trying something. He's trying to edge out. Just...
Oh, the head, the head!
Tip of the head visible, but just the scout. m0NESY's got away. NBK through jungle, ready to play. More impact from the natural born killer. 2 in the smoke.
Oh, he could get both, he could get both!
Blocking him. Surely Dexter looks at his minimap. He sees his dots not moving. He's hit something.
Whoa!
Oh, a quick one. Amanek.
Oh, what? Amanek!
Amanek giving us a show.
No way!
Put that in your pipe and smoke it, CSGO. 3 from Amanek. Gorgeous as he saves him.
That's
go again.
That summarizes the game so far. He had the MP9. In what world? You know, he's not expecting another player there, and he knifed him.
No, I mean, like, NBK is already looking sharp, but this is silly business. Look at this. Just, I mean, I can't fault Dexter.
Oh my God.
Chaos. You've got your AWP. You're trying to hit no scopes, 2 no scopes.
Oh my golly gosh.
That's so silly, and he even gets the 3rd on the AWP as well. Yo, okay. Okay, I'm gonna start an Amanek Simp Club. It's just Hampus and Amanek, my 2 favorite players at the moment.
Well, that is probably the most accidental 3K I've ever seen, but I loved it. I loved every moment of it.
Even he's got his knife out because he's moving, and he ends up drawing blood. Torzy, I can't help but feel sorry for him as well, feeling like on such an impactful round to be looking like a bit of a tit.
Replicate that one, will you? Give that one another go. Take us to overtime if you can, but the buys are back out for both.
Frozen and Dexter fully blind as it's this time they dispense the AWP. It's going to be m0NESY trying to find something early. But they want to
B again, yeah.
And it worked last time. Let's see if this is what the change-up is. Amanek not equipped with a proper rifle. That's one change. Hunter has an AK though, and he is quite proficient at clicking on the heads. m0NESY quick on the flick as well. Frozen gone. Dexter keeps us level, running down. NBK, that's very brave. Jumping through the smoke, but the trade is there. Still value. Bomb loose. Torzy's there. Bymas 2. m0NESY rotates in. Molly will buy time. They can't jump through that. They have to respect it. G2's days are numbered. NiKo going to be arriving late from short side. No late arrival this time from Bymas. He's deep into the site. NiKo's got the moves to at least start to pressure short. He does find another. Torzy's gone. G2 trying to force overtime here. The individuals are shining. Bright as ever. Bymas, can you really close? 1v3. 2 coming from kitchen, and the 3rd. NiKo, late arrival. Quick chance. Misses his opportunity, and now they know the quick defuse.
He can just stick it. He can just stick it.
Can't do anything about this. 2. Oh! Okay, we go to overtime. Hanging in the balance throughout, but now the slate wiped clean.
Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you a couple of tips and tricks on the Mirage and connector. I hope you enjoy it and let me know how it works out for you. So I have 2 ways to open the round. One is starting from CT towards A, then connector, and then starting from Inter. When I start towards A, I usually use my Molotov at the start every round for the guy on A, so we stop the rush. Like cross there, sometimes I jump, sometimes I pre-fire, because the upper can be holding this line or if they're boosted, so you should be careful about it when you cross. When you have the worst spawn, try to maybe sometimes flash or nade.
I love me some overtime, and so does m0NESY, getting himself a lovely little 3K to secure it. G2 versus MOUZ has a couple more twists and turns yet.
Yeah, look at this spam as well. You know, a couple more bullets.
I know.
You start to believe.
Well, when you said with such certainty, like, oh, they got it, he's defused it. I don't know, I just seen that box bang from Forrester yesterday. I was like, some people have got the angles cracked.
You are true. Okay, well, one little note here for everybody playing at home is no longer the 16K. It's 12.5 here in the overtime, so the economy will become a little bit more of a factor. So keep that in mind as we head into OT numero uno.
Oh, don't want to be losing Dexter with his full sack of util just yet. 10 HP after a couple of... Wait, he just kept on moving. Look at him. Did not care as he continues to find and meet m0NESY. 27 frags and counting now for the young gun, looking fierce.
Hot toes here.
m0NESY needs to get out of there and does. Vacates the premises. They do look set for a lovely little pincer maneuver. This vicious crab looking to pincer in from two very... Oh, it's fallen flat on its face. NBK and Frozen not done yet with this round. 10 HP for NBK, and he'll look to relocate. Now, Bomb was with him. He cannot afford to go down just yet. Frozen known as well.
Okay, so let's piece this together. m0NESY and NiKo are your connector and window holders. They're both out of the picture here. They've been able to at least identify JACKZ was over towards Ticket. So, you know, it's likely Amanek will still be on B, and look at this info play from Amanek here. This is actually massive. There's so much information being gathered at 50 seconds. Now, one thing I like to highlight is pushing for info and pushing to contain, right? He has the info. He doesn't need to keep pushing. He can just contain this area of the map on his lonesome. Sure, he's on an island, but he can play spoiler.
Let me hear your take on this 2v3 plan.
Yeah, so this is the thing, right? Frozen has, when he comes out of underpass, so many things to worry about. Window, shore, and connector, right? If he's able to get up and kill Hunter immediately, JACKZ is in a lot of trouble here. But look at all the angles.
Yeah, he's so worried about it all, and it's just Hunter straight ready for it. And NBK, yeah, I mean, that's the likely outcome. Well played by Hunter. Holds his nerve and holds his ground.
We just had 30 rounds of Counter-Strike, and with MOUZ on the T side, I would say 95 of those 15 rounds, 95% of those 15 rounds, was like slow, drawn-out, default, heavy stuff without the standard mid-play. And what do? First round out of the gate in OT, do a standard way of taking mid, at least in the current meta. Very heavy, jumping through the smokes, getting the window presence early. NiKo into a secondary AWP here, and when we saw this during Kato, we didn't love it. Let's see if he can change our minds.
NiKo, yeah, just going once again for an early frag. No one on the way just yet. Frozen typically there is actually towards the top boxes. So 2 orbs trained on middle. Oh, and NiKo is just a very, very tenacious hunt. The smoke's still gone and he jumps. Okay, thought Torzy might have been able to pluck his head on that jump through. But he's crouched, unable to confirm position just yet. Still m0NESY responsible.
Okay, so MOUZ immediately tried to do something different out of the break, and now have just gone back to regular programming, right? And I can understand it, but the difference is the way that G2 are playing. They're playing a bit more forward, right? This is how you would normally see them play middle. At this point, they would already had a fight, and a couple of players would be dead, but they're playing a bit more forward in this, and regathering all the troops towards mid, it is going to get hot and heavy.
Yeah, we have Heku over on the player tournament floor, and she's reported that Torzy gave him a rousing speech coming into overtime. It's interesting that Torzy is taking the mantle. Clearly, that time at the We Play League has given him...
Great flash.
Great flash. Okay, now G2 booking NiKo, and Amanek, just as he leaves his position, walks straight into the crosshair. Hunter could try and will drop the bomb, looking for a transfer, and NBK, multiple targets, nearly takes Bymas as well. More than you could have asked or expected of him, but the aforementioned Torzy, top of the scoreboard and trying to lead by example as well with a rousing speech. So this will equalize us, and it kind of replicates how the majority of regulation went.
Yeah, indeed, right? Indeed. Like, this was a little bit different. They all came back and parred through middle here, but that was more of the pace that we were used to. So good stuff there from MOUZ Sports to get around on the board early within this OT. Just caught completely unawares. And this one here was fantastic. So using Frozen as the crowbar to entry on in there, good stuff. And everybody combining with the necessary kills. Who's going to walk away with the lead at half here?
Let's see what Dexter's cooking up in his lab. Falling in that B side early. Bymas going to be responsible for any funny business, and funny business is coming their way. Look at that. Smokes himself to set up for the hole. It's too deep. Loses half of his health, and now a more passive stance. m0NESY. Him and JACKZ are going to be the pair to swap out. NiKo and m0NESY can float, and we do see again, that regular NBK presence, he likes to keep him guessing. If you're hearing the same stuff, the same player every round, you don't know if he's got friends or not.
Exactly. Exactly that here. So actually milking out a bit more utility. This is going to be a late window smoke from JACKZ, just about the minute 10 mark. That one shall bloom. But Amanex AWP, let's see if he can hit some shots.
See what he's got. He's well ahead of this. He's going to be able to be not so susceptible to the util. They got the
they know he's here.
Yeah, the close flash turned. Oh, dancing in the window. Has Hunter in support and gets away. That's a big step in the right direction.
They're hitting cancel right now. They've just stopped. They've just completely stopped.
Yeah, nice. Over the one-way, you see NiKo convert. And now MOUZ really are up the creek. No paddle.
Where do you go? 45 seconds.
I think they're trying to fake the runaway, hoping someone close short over-rotates. It's unlikely. 2 people here. Jack's ready to respond should they require. And Amanex still posted up. Seems destined for one. He just averts his gaze. Hunter will be in a position to punish there. Oh no, Amanex, he's let them in. They won't clear Hunter, and that's not quite enough to win the round. He does clip the wings of one. And Torzi very quick on the first, and very quick on the second. He did get dinged, but that doesn't stop a third. Good God, that's quick. 3, and now just 1 remains. NiKo from short, they know where he's coming from, evades the flames.
He's gone around towards window.
Yeah, I don't know if Torzi can get this read. NiKo hits the walk key. Will Torzi piece this together? Continues to stay dynamic. We talked about just how flamboyant Torzi's been. Top of the scoreboard and then some.
Is the penny gonna drop?
He hasn't considered it and continues to not. NiKo, though.
This is such a weird position for an AWP to be. He's not gonna clear it, Torzi! Can you believe it?
That is ridiculous! What a way to close out of our first half of OT. Oh, Torzi, that was beautiful.
Why did he turn? Like, did NiKo make a step coming out the window there?
Or a teammate who's been biting their tongue just has to say, check back. I mean, let's see this one more time. It was a second before NiKo did his own clear. I mean, this was
what a clutch, man.
One hell of a clutch. Let's see it. The first is gorgeous. The second, identically brilliant. The third, I mean, you can't even form honesty. And then Torzi just in the nick of time as NiKo leaps out that window.
Must have heard a jump.
Yo. Well, he'll be remembering that one.
That is massive.
Yep, that's going to get the testosterone flowing in one direction and one direction only.
That has to be, like, right now, if G2 bounce back from that, that is like an earth-shattering round to lose in this OT. In classic G2 fashion in a way, but you got to attest that one all to Torzi hitting some massive shots.
Yeah.
Woof.
100. Yeah, they're going to throw JACKZ straight through the smokes. He's got a lovely gap to work with. MBK close right and frozen, watching for the crossfire. JACKZ is trifling with trouble here. G2 needs something to return the confidence. He's not cleared it. Not cleared it. Lovely little off angle. MBK still a problem. And he's got the bomb. Potentially the round. NBK top of the scoreboard with Torzi. His B site. They try and punish. And time after time, he's there with the deny.
They keep coming.
Lovely frag again. The angles are just held to perfection. m0NESY's next on the naughty list. And yeah, this one just disintegrates. We're going to be seeing MOUZ again. This isn't for the first time with some series points.
Wow, I think this could be it.
Another one of those G2 crazy clutches against them. Right at the business end of this series as well.
Oh, okay. Well, after this, I can actually bring you guys a little bit of a highlight of the final kill for Torzi there. So if we stay quiet when we hear it, they assure me we can hear the jump, right? And that must have been all it came down to, right? Like,
he slipped off the lip.
This is the thing that, oof. 20 seconds left. He gets the kill, but it's messy. Goes on down now. Here we go. We'll bring you this little replay, I do believe. But just one more round now for MOUZ.
It was the land.
Okay, well, rough one right there, as yeah, it's looking very likely for this one all to fall apart. Just one more round required. First to 19, the magic number in OT numero uno, and underway we go. Everybody with what they need, right? There's no dramas here in OT so far, but oh, I don't know. I don't think G2 can get back in this unfortunately.
This is straight out of Chad Birchall's CT call book. You've got 2 rounds to play with. Do something fruity on one of them.
And this is aggressive on A, right? 2 players up close ramp, Torzi aggressive in Palace and Frozen as well. So they're clearly trying to deal with NiKo because they know that NiKo is the lurk on A. He's either going to be Palace, he's either going to be over towards the ramp position. Well, he's neither right now. Looks like G2 are taking a page out of, well, that MOUZ T-side strat book. Very, very slow stuff.
I really can't fault it when you've got the entire series hanging in the balance. Damn, MOUZ. 5 clicks away. Walking up short, it's only NBK. Yeah, this is the perfect read. And that's the perfect opener. NBK doesn't even pull the trigger. NiKo tucks him in tight. Gives him a kiss on the forehead. And we'll just fast forward to the last round, shall we?
This is the thing, they don't have to save.
True.
Like they have so much money, they can all buy in the next round of play. So I'm curious to see what they go for here because, like, as I said, you do not have to save.
But they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to think, kill reward doesn't really mean anything.
This one's a bit of a mystery.
Let's leave this one.
Yeah, but that was the gamble when it doesn't work, right? And the fact that your B defender just goes down instantaneously, that was just ripping MBK's head off there on their way on through. An odd round here, very late. And look, it has been an odd game. It's been an odd series. Today's Counter-Strike has been weird. The pace has been a bit off. It's been all over the shop.
Yeah, well, we might even get another overtime despite Dorsey's best actions and best intentions. It's the first of these 2 storms have been weathered. Now it's likely MOUZ return to a bit of a different play. NBK, as we highlighted, was alone, isolated, and a single frag from NiKo's progress up short. You can see NiKo on that mic as he has been forced into the leadership role once again in the absence of Alexi. You can see divide and conquer to initiate. Dexter opting to get himself up into a passive hold of ladder room.
Well, last round they tried 4 over towards A. This time they're trying 3 over towards B. MBK to deal with the apartments position. Frozen combining with Dexter, who's in the vent room. And Torzy, who helped set this up early, is actually now floated back over towards Ticket to at least bolster Bymas' bomb site. You have the AWP of m0NESY over towards the Palace position, right? So they're expecting a potential aggressive maneuver here.
I wonder what his go sign is. Likely when Connector is under scrutiny. But Dexter's in a prime position. Once the smoke does fade to at least contribute a little, can return to the bricks and catch them out. Want to see he's got Bymas to check in at times. Bombs on NiKo's back and they're coming to Dexter. Oh, loud! Very loud! And caught out. They're coming towards Frozen now. They can go either way with control of ladder. m0NESY still on A, don't forget. Frozen wants info. He's heard a lot underneath him. He knows they were initially B. That's going to leave MBK to start to vacate. But Frozen, should he go down, it's all wide open for business.
This is so...
30 seconds, bro. 30 seconds and the bomb's on short. They have to make a move. They are going to go for a kind of crazy move. They're actually going to go through jungle into A. m0NESY late from Palace. Here they come. Torzy doesn't have an angle for this. Trying to find one now as they charge in and nearly 2 for 1. NiKo low, they have to plant. MOUZ are hitting every shot and G2 disintegrate. Trying to hit the spray. 19 is secure. MOUZ take a win. G2 Samurai looking broken. Falling in overtime. Big plays from the individuals is what Cyclone wanted. NBK 26, Torzy 30.